Now I'm live. All right. Jesus Christ. I just sat here. So I was running late. Let's see. And then I sat here trying to figure this out. Let's go. Let's see. Am I on? There's people. Okay, there you guys are. I can't even see myself go live. I was trying to figure out if. I was trying to figure out. All right, there I am. Let's see. All right. What's up, everyone? I'm sorry about that. Actually, today wasn't my fault. I did think I was scheduled for 12, which I am on the East Coast. That is very true. But the fact is, my wife had to call me and she's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I was late at the doctor's, blah, blah." She's like, "Rob, you scheduled the live for 11." I'm like, "No, actually, it's 12, but I'm the East Coast, right?" Why do you people on the East Coast have, or why are you stuck in my brain right now? Anyway, let me shut this off. It's great to be back. I'll get into that here in a few. Yeah, let's get in. Let me see who's out here right now after I clean my glasses. I had a 9:30 doctor's appointment this morning, and it was actually 10:15 by the time it was done, and then I was uh, kind of stalling. I'll be honest. Like I said, when she told me it was with 12 o'clock, I mean 11 o'clock, I was like, "Oh fuck, holy shit, you're alive, Rick B." All right, so let's go back. All right, Mobland, what's up, Mobland? All right, Sean, welcome back. Thank you, Chris. Quirk, good to see you, Rob. Happy New Year. Quirk. Okay. BKPR, good to see you again, Rob. Thank you. Steve, Rob is back. Yes, sirree. What's up, Steven? David Cameron, thank you. I appreciate it. And by the way, Happy New Year's to everyone. Um, yeah, 2000. I feel good about 2023 for many reasons, and I'm so glad to burn 2022 for many reasons. Um, yeah, for real. I living experience for it was a living experience like every year, but 2023 for me was probably one of the worst years, and that includes 97. Getting hit and getting a life sentence. I swear. I haven't had one as bad as 2022. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things, but it was just all around in general fucked up year. I can say that honestly. Glad to see you back, Rob. Ross, best wishes. Thank you. Free MYT. What's up, Robert? Good to hear from you. Peace and happy new year. I wish only good things for all the good people trying to live right. May the blessings become ours this year. Peace and everybody. Amen. That was a good one. Thank you. Dale Strain, welcome back, man. Was wondering how you're doing. Hope all calms the seas. Wow, that's really good. And I hope the seas are calm as well. And they will be. Adrian, what's up, Adrian? Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, there's my wife who's sending messages to you guys. Ruby Tuesday, what's up? I just contacted Robert. He's coming home. That was 11:15 a.m. Hope you enjoyed New Year's and Christmas. You know what? Actually, yes. Even though I was in a rehab facility. Shane, what's up? Thanks for the update. Marta, Chris East, where has Rosso been? I haven't seen a video in forever. You will see videos. Nicholas Pullen, he lives. Peekaboo, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Where you been? I've been in rehab. I'll get into it in a minute. Rick B, holy shit, you're alive. Yes, I am. Spark, good to see you, Rob. Thanks, bro. Good to see you. Spark E2, Dan, Assassinino. Hello, everyone. How you doing, bro? Del Strain. I paused on Assassinino for a second because I was thinking, were you the last person I said I was going to do an interview with? Was it you? No, I forgot. But I will. Anyway. Yeah, Rick B. I'm good to be back. The man, the myth, the legend, he's back. Gravesend, thank you. Roy Munson, hello from Ireland. What's up, Ireland? Glad to be back, and I hope all's well over there. Good to see you, Rob. Thanks, Assassinino. Hello, Rob. Gary Dunning. Good content, bro. Respect from the UK. Thank you. I haven't done a content in a while, but anyway, funny. I seen Jimmy drop a video. I thought you came back just to roast. Christie's. I'll tell you something about that. So yesterday when I did the little live guess who's back, I did that the first take and there was a long pause, and then I'm like, remember, don't be a Jimmy. My wife looks at me. I said, all right, I'll leave that out for right now. I just, it's not just how I want to get back on track. It's just fuck that, Anyway, let me just say a couple more things here. Have you heard Emmy's new? Oh, did you just do this to me, B1? Please don't say you just started us off. I have not. Not one video. I have not seen one video on YouTube since December the 6th in regards to content creators that we're all familiar with. I'm shaking the table. And I realized something about blurry camera when I was watching some of the stuff that I have done in rehab. By the way, I was kind of embarrassed of some of it too. What was I saying? Yeah, babe. I'm live right now. I couldn't get on live. I forgot to push the live button, but I'm live right now. I'll call you back after. I'll go, and if you're doing a late lunch, I'll run over there for lunch if you want. Love you. Bye. Sorry. Now I'm totally off track. Anyway, okay, so let me answer. Look what the cat dragged in. Yeah, for real. Convict Inc. has returned. Howard Johnson. Yes, I have. There you are, Rob. Good to see you. Count time. Michael Honorado. Thank you. Big Rob, YouTube hasn't been the same without you. Back in the mix, brother. Yes. Positive vibes. Yes. Thank you. Dale Downneck, See the Mobland, Chi Hooker, Tomasa. Looks like you have lost weight. No, I've gained weight. You know what you guys are seeing sometimes with the face? Alcohol. I ain't gonna lie. So on some of them, it is what it is. And I've been in rehab. I wish Marta would have took the channel over. She was but I've gained weight. I don't know what my weight is. I just weighed myself a second ago. I'm I'm 253. I'm 253. I'm 6 foot tall. So there's a lot of fat here. But I did actually start doing push-ups, jumping jacks, burpees 5 days ago, just to break the muscles in to get used to it. So I'm doing that's, and it's not a New Year's resolution. It's I can't believe I'm this fat again. New Year's resolution. I have been fat, what I call fat. I'm sorry, that's not proper. I think I just got banned from YouTube. I have been overweight or grossly obese, I think is the proper term. Really once I got up to 270. I was 269 when I was 23 years old and into the Arkansas Department of Corrections. What happened was when I moved out of California back in 91, I stopped surfing. And when I came back here and I just ate fried foods, which I've been eating constantly right now. That's just how it is back here, right? The Southern food. And I gained like 100+ pounds. Well, it's close to 100 pounds, I think it was. And I lost it all in the year that I did in Arkansas the first time. And my weight usually stays about 220, 215 or whatever. Anyway, just wanted to, talk about that because somebody said I lost weight. But I was watching some videos when I was in rehab. There's some people that knew I had the show, whatever. And the last one I did with Benny Geritano when I had just woken up, and that's how it went. I didn't even brush my teeth when he called, and I decided to go live with it. I was very red in the face, and I had consumed quite a bit of alcohol the night before, and that's really what's up. I mean, that's really what you see when you see my face go up and down. Having said that, it is true that it's not even like a water retaining, maybe in that case, but my weight fluctuates like real quick. Like it's weird. It's been like that all my life. On drugs, off drugs, on drinking, not drinking. If I just don't, I guess, binge for a day, it goes down a lot. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that. So here's a go. Let's go. Tomasa, not at all, dude. So okay. Constantinos, I'm stumbling on names right off the rip, but Happy New Year. Christopher Mack, what program did you go? I'm going to get into all of that. Christopher, are you the one in Fort Smith? I'm just joking. Count time. No. What program did you go to? No, I wasn't in jail. So if I go to jail, it's going to be for 2 years. Trust me. Actually, well, trust me. I just got the message. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I gotta watch this table. So yeah. So here's the deal. So it was December. When you guys seen a video of me that was in November still. I came and said that I was starting AA, NA, whatever. And I did a beer. That beer was actually symbolic. If you guys seen that video, that symbolic gesture, and symbolic it was, because on that night, that's what I drank. That's what I did. The following day, my therapist informed me that she wanted me to go to an inpatient program based on that video. Well, that was her. There was other events surrounding it, but that was the first flame, I should say, or the second, whatever, first match struck that day, whatever. And I was pretty upset about that because the conditions in terms of my probation allowed me to drink. Of course, you're not supposed to drink obsessively, which I probably violated, and many times, but at times. And I was upset with her, but she was like, "You violated our treatment program." Our treatment program. That was one of the things. I'm not trying to just minimize it. I will say this: there are certain aspects of this that I've agreed not to talk to for my wife's benefit right now. She asked me not to say a couple certain things, and there's a really good reason, but it's not like I'm trying to like minimize or hide or whatever. Listen, you guys. I'm an addict, straight up. And that's across the board: alcohol, drugs, food, gambling, sex, whatever, across the board. I have addictive ways about me, and I have since I was a kid. When she said something about the outpatient, I was pissed. I was livid because that day, the same day that this happened, I actually got a sponsor. I, for once in my life, had a schedule set, time schedule, a time slot. So I was like, I'm doing this on my own. There's rehab, there's therapy and groups that I have to do for U.S. probation. That is true, and that still is true today. Okay. I wanted to do something outside of probation. I wanted to do NA or AA meetings, actually, but both, whatever, outside of probation, because it's not about probation. It's about me. Me first, my wife, then probation. That's my priorities as far as my recovery goes. And I knew it. I knew that I was having problems for some time, and it was a point to where I said I have to do something for me, not because probation's pushing me, not because my wife wants me to stop drinking. I had to do it for me, and I did. And I can sit here right now and say that I do believe, I'm not being stupid, I do believe that had that day not occurred, that I would have been doing the so-called right thing by myself. Meetings a day, at least during the weekdays. And I had a good sponsor, hardcore, hard therapist. I switched therapists because I wanted like the one that did the deepest dive. And I do believe that I could have done that, but whatever. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it didn't happen that way. And probation, I was not kicking and screaming because I knew there was no sense, but I absolutely did not want to go. I will say that. It's a 28-day program. The reason I'm out a day, 2 days early, is because I had a medical procedure. So I completed the class today. I would have been out today. I got out yesterday. That's what it was. So I got out yesterday morning. So I did miss the holidays. My wife did go to Spain. And you know what I did for New Year? We went to an NA meeting where there was a dance, and my wife went. We didn't dance. It was a little place. But we heard a guest speaker, and I'm going back there this weekend to try to grab this girl. I'd really want her on this show. She was freaking awesome. I'm going to tell you something. It was a great New Year's. And we were only together a couple of hours, and I was in bed before the gunshots, because there was gunshots all around here, Fort Smith. down where I was at. They were firing guns, but before the gunshot started, I was in bed, and I can honestly say it was a really good New Year's Eve in just a simple fashion at an NA meeting, and it was cool as fuck for real. And my wife would concur with that 100%. She was really happy. This is all really new to Marta, the whole NAAA thing, and um, there's a part of me that's ashamed and saddened that I brought her in this life, because she's never been around addicts and criminals and all that stuff. She knew what I was, but she never expected me to come out and do what I have done, and that is as far as using and stuff. Drink it's and like I said, everybody's going to read a lot more into that, but I came out drinking. It's true. I left prison drinking. I hadn't drank in years. During COVID, we started drinking. So, and then you guys have seen me on the show, and you guys have seen me say. So there's stuff I couldn't say. There's stuff that I would people thought maybe minimalizing at times, and I guess in some ways that was true. Meaning there were times I could drink a tall can at 14.6% Oklahoma, whatever, or two, or say that I'm drinking Tamarta primarily, that I'm drinking too, but there's a 6-pack. I finished a White Claws over here. So that's what it is. Anyway, I want to say this. Lee Cole, if you're out there, and there's 3 content creators that in the mob genre, that mafia genre, mob tube genre, whatever you want to say, that I immediately last night when I got my phone, I didn't have my phone, that I sent Happy New Year's to. If you're not one of them, that does not mean that I don't wish you a Happy New Year. And even those that are on these other sides or whatever, including my great friend, FBS, and the Tony Montana, 60-year-old Tony Montana. I want to be in the little guy, this little snake in the helmet. But I'm not going to go there right now. But everybody, a Happy New Year. Really, I wish them a good New Year. I hope 2023 is good for everybody. Anyway, so I'm going to do today. I'm doing videos. So the prison videos. You know what I noticed the other day? So I lost a lot of the prison subs that I had. I don't think I really gained maybe 100 or something when I was in a month, which I was even surprised at that. But I lost a lot of them. When I'm looking at some of the prison stuff that I did, there's like not even 1,000 views. And it's not about the views or the money for the views. It was like, it's like just how much I neglected the whole prison genre thing. And I always had like the right intention. You guys see me over promise. You guys see me over. I'm going to do this, including when I said Convict Inc's back and I'm going to make a sketch. I did. And then I think it was the next day is when the shit hit the fan. And once the shit hit the fan and I knew how to go in, it did not set well with me. And I guess I'm whatever, but I have to get back to Lee Cole now. Lee Cole and I, excuse me, this is actual orange juice. Do you know it tastes good without anything in it? Lee Cole. So Lee Cole, for those of you I'm sure all aware that watch this right now, we had an interesting relationship, meaning we started off where I didn't know who Lee was, and that's not a slight or, Danny Trejo, his former partner, reached out to me early on. And I told him like I didn't know who Danny was. I didn't know who Lee was. I don't know who a lot of people still are in different YouTube, in the mob genre, I should say. But I agreed to go on, and me and Lee talked, and Danny, and they did something about me, and I came back and slammed them in Robert fashion. And we went on. Before we went on, I kind of pressed Lee to have FBS on. I wanted to go on with FBS because I had been trying desperately to go on his show for forever, and he'd block me. He wouldn't have me on. And then he would go on his show and he'd run his mouth about like how he would talk shit about it. I was like, dude, I'll go on your show, but he never did. So then we go on, and whatever. So I had no qualms about it. Still to this day, I don't. And the next day I see Lee and FBS and some other people saying like that FBS tore me apart and Lee, Anyway, so there was like a felt of betrayal, sense of stabbing in the back. I got over it. I get over things like that. Man, like some of you guys that know, I had reached out to FBS after we got into a whole bunch of stuff and thought like I didn't, I didn't have a problem talking to him. On the addiction angle, I have a thing right here for addicts because I am one. And that's why I've always felt something for Johnny Mac. Well, I did still wish him the best, but that's why I didn't care what people got. I lost so many subs over saying that I talked to Johnny Mac. So many, hundreds for real. But I didn't give a damn. But anyway, Lee Cole had given me a lot of advice about YouTube stuff that I didn't take or that I had intended to take. So there was kind of some rocky times, but I will say this. Right when I found out that there was a push for the 28-day inpatient program, I forgot how or why me and Lee talked that day or whatever, but it was Lee Cole who settled me into the idea that I not only he was saying that he thought it was best. He settled me into the idea, which then opened my mind up to the whole thing. And that is Lee Cole's. He did that. Lee Cole did. I would have had to go. It became a probation issue. Go to therapy, violate therapy or whatever, or their conditions of it. And then they tell your probation officer, whatever. But, I would have went, but he is the one that settled me into the idea of it and like made me see a different side of it. I can't say the actual words or what he said right now, because I'm just not thinking. I probably will of what he said. It'll come to me, but it was Lee that did that. And whatever happens between Lee and I hope nothing bad. I am still capable of taking off on anybody at any time. And I hope that's not where I'm trying to go right now, but I'm just saying, but whatever happens in my life, that Lee Cole deserves all the freaking credit in the world for that, because that dude did walk me down from the, well, I still jumped the plank before I went in. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to get into that right now. No, it's not so bad. Well, depends on what you think's bad. And I'm not just talking about drinking, using, whatever. There's other things. Let's just say I left my phone in an establishment. Well, it is for adults, but it's not probably what you guys think. And yeah. So before I walked the plank, before hours before I had to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning to turn myself in. To enter the program and making it sound. And that's that's a good point. That's what it really was to me. I had the mindset, and I argued with my PO, and I will never say his name because he asked me not to, not good or not bad. And but my thing was, look, I've been locked up. It's actually been 7 years I've been out of prison my whole adult life. I'm 53. I figured it out not long ago. But I kept saying 5. It's been 7 total years since I was 18 that I've not been incarcerated. And the way I saw it is inpatient treatment is incarceration. That's the way I looked at it. So and my PO's like, no, it's not. It's not prison. And I'm like, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a problem. I had my schedule figured out. I knew I was fucking up. I knew I was spiraling, so there was different times in 2022 when I'd stabilize and go off the ledge, go off the ledge. I knew that I was doing bad, and it's not because of probation or the threat of incarceration. It was the look in Marta's eyes. It was like she's waiting for me to stop drinking. And I'm, tomorrow. You guys see me overpromise. You guys see what a flake I can be. I'm him. That's true. That's part of me, So I was upset with probation big time, because I'm like, dude, how are you going to put somebody in a lockdown facility? Okay, you're going to dry me out, and then I got to go back home again. Then I got to go back out in the real world. So you want to put Robert on a timeout? That's what I considered it, a timeout. And he's like, well, it is what it is, And he just finally got, because I I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't mind arguing. So, and I like to win when I argue and spike the ball when I argue, you know. And I left not happy after my PO. And for whatever reason, or however it came about, I don't recall now, it was Lee Cole. Lee Cole, straight up. And I walked in there ready to accept that I needed to be there and not bitter about the fact that I'd already started this path on my own by getting a sponsor, by getting the meetings. I had scheduled out the meetings I was going to go to, what time of day. And I was really upset, but I'd already settled into that fact. And it was Lee who opened up my eyes and my mind to that. And I want to thank him for that. That's the truth. And I did send him best wishes for the new year. And we haven't had this conversation like this, but that's the truth. So thanks, Lee, for that. Now, having said that, man, so people ask, so Fort Smith, Arkansas, Harbor House, phenomenal. There will be some people that have been through it that'll say, well, it's a place and there's a bunch of guys, and if they want, they have meetings or groups 4 times a day. You can go to meetings at night. They'll come and pick you up if you want. They have AA and NA come in some nights, but you can basically sleep through the program. I mean, you don't have to do shit. It's true, and that's totally true. They're not forcing. There's people there for a bunch of different reasons: probation and parole, drug court fuck ups, U.S. probation, whatever the deal. And there's people there that just want to be there, that have turned themselves in and want for themselves. You can use that program however you want. You can not engage if you want, and they're cool. They're not pushing you. I say phenomenal because there's counselors and recovery. What the hell they call them? So there's case managers, and there's the counselor that you see. And there's how many, like 5, 6 of them, whatever. I had a really cool one, good guy. The 3 that I talk to the most, and I'm going to give them shout outs by name, and I'm not unapologetic about it, would be Colt, Donald, and Vinny. And Chris, who was my counselor, I'm not taking nothing from Chris. So at nighttime is when I pretty much talk to those dudes. And those 3, either together or independently, I talk to often. And I can call them friends today, I do believe. Yeah. So really good people, really good place to be. And I've got nothing to gain. I am not there today. I don't have to go back there. I'm not, trying to build them up. I'm telling the truth. They base all their recovery methods off the ACT model. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It doesn't really matter at this point. It's not part of the program. 12 steps. Look, what recovery, all those programs, what are they really based off of? The 10 commandments, when it starts off, I mean, if you're religious or not, that's what it is. The 12 steps and then the ACT model. It's all together. You can find it. You can find some kind of form of treatment and all that. And I'm not doing the religious thing as far as saying about the 10 commandments, but it's true. But just a great place. Harbor House is a great place, man. There are guys there that left. They were remodeling rooms, and may or may not have found a bunch of drugs in the roof. Some guys leave. There's people that go there because they're homeless on the streets, or because they're doing it for their wives, or because they're doing it for they have an ulterior motive. They're waiting for their check to come in so they can go out and get high again. All that's true, but there's really good dudes in there. The staff's really good, that really care, and I'm so grateful that happened. Well, they will be part of my life in some fashion. They will. That whole place. So that's where I've been for since December the 6th. If you guys want to know my clean date, my official clean date, and that's no drugs, no Roxy, Oxy, speed, Coke, whatever that I've ever taken in my lifetime, nothing. no gabapentin, and I'm not saying that to knock a certain person, because I did take gabapentin sometimes and abused it. No gambling, which I won't even go there. So yeah, it's December. So it would be December the 7th, which coincides with some really, and I never meant it to. It was total fluke. Coincides with some extremely important dates in my life, including my grandma's death, which was major in my life, something that happened in high school, which possibly changed the course of my life. And most importantly, my wedding anniversary with Marta. So it's just crazy that it ended up December 7th. So that gives me like the extra edge to like, really, strive for those chips, those coins and chips. I know a lot of people think they're cheesy. I was one of them. And even guys that were in my group right now, or in the Harbor House with me, there's guys that aren't going to go to NA or AA, and I get it. And there's some that did. I personally, anytime that I can go to a meeting and they take me out, I went. I'm not going to talk about my home group where I'm at right now. It's not really important. It's irrelevant. But matter of fact, the meetings tonight is where there's a group that I have never felt more welcome in my life. It's awesome. So that's going to be a big part of my life. I am going to do addiction and recovery shows on this channel. If you guys think I should split them up on a different venue, it's not. I mean, I can get obsessed on issues, right? Like, look what I did to Convict Inc. And I'm sorry that I ran a lot of the prison people away. I'm not sorry about the new mob genre people that have come in, even though a lot of them are there just for drama, to see what I'm going to spit back at other people. That's cool. And for you people in the mob genre, I actually got a hold of somebody last night. We'll see. He's watching right now, I'm sure. Frank, he's going to be on here. Quite a character. He's got a lot of stories. I've got a lot of more. We'll see. Well, let's just watch instead of me talking about it, right? Angel, if you're out there, hello. And you talked about, and I've talked about bringing on people in regards to battered women. I got you. Just hang tight. You'll see. So there's people that I met that are involved in those houses where there are women, and I'm going to keep it local. I will reach back out to, I never told you who it was. I will reach back out to, I was talking to after. I'm not going to make that just or single or primarily, I should say, about what's this? Okay, so this is only going to be a recording anyway. I'm not going to make it or do that show just to smack around slow flow. That can't not be a part of like that. That's the core reason I got into that. All right, but that's not what's going to be, because that's an important issue. I'm just not going to be like, every question. So what do you think about a guy who brags about beating women? I mean, actually, I think I will probably ask it just like that, but I'm not going to just go, and put his photo up only, but I might have to. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to. Anyway, I think you get the point. Hold tight. So, true crime. So prisons, there's prison videos, of course, and I have endless people like have said, oh, he ran out of prison content. No, I ran out of me. That's what I ran out of. I ran out of me. I've got endless prison material. As a matter of fact, also, I need to say this, Seth Ferranti, if you guys know him, Gorilla Convict, got a hold of me yesterday. I got to call him after the show. I need to have Seth on. That's where I started. I got to go back to my roots on that. Seth was a big role of me starting and doing journalism work, and then ultimately leading to Convict Inc. And some other people that I have forgot about along the way, or that all were there when I got out. All were offered me opportunities. Listen, if you guys have have ever known anybody that squanders major opportunities, or never not known anybody that's just had endless opportunities. And it's me. I mean, like stuff people like work their lives for, or go to college for, journalism, get into that want to be in the news, or I'm thinking more of the journalism aspect and book deals, and not just squandered them. I'm not saying they're not still there. I don't know. I know I've let a lot of people down because coming back and like, oh, okay, so you're going to write this article, you're going to do this, you're going to start this, you're going to revise this manuscript. Got 3 manuscripts written that haven't been done. Just squander. And you know what? It's not like I was using daily. It's not like I was drinking daily. It's not like when I said using right now, I was thinking more of alcohol effect. All right, that's what just. But because I know people will run away with that, and that's cool. There were days I didn't. I think, Marta, there was a time, it was almost like 10 days, almost 3 weeks, when there was nothing, like total abstinence. I mean, no chemicals in my body, but my mind was still there. It was only a matter of time. Excuse me, I'm burping orange juice. So it's my mind wasn't. And of course, as I've talked about before, issues with the family, my dad dying and all that stuff. And hopefully I want to get, past that to New Year. And I did go to my dad's grave yesterday. And I'm glad I did that. That's the first time. I have been before because I know I've told my therapists in case they're watching, or one of them. But I didn't, I stopped. I stopped before I got there. I looked at it from a distance. I went once with Marta, and I went once by myself and stopped. Yesterday, I went and did what I had to do. So I am looking forward to this year, but I'm going to do addiction recovery shows for sure, because I've got a bunch of guys that were in the program with me and stuff. I'm going to interview those guys, hopefully, possibly counselors and stuff, because it's a serious issue. This show is called Convict Inc. You want to know what most people are in prison for? Addiction issues. It fits. It's all together. I don't want to just drive people away. So I'll do the playlist. We'll get the playlist stuff figured out. And figure out, so people that don't want to go and watch that have no interest in that, that's totally cool. So that's where I'm going with that. And true crime. So there's some true crime stories that I'm going to do. But anyway, also, you know what? I wonder what happens is it this week or next week? I'll find out the date. I'm on that History Channel. The History Channel came to my house about did a segment about Leavenworth, and that airs this month. And I think it's next week, and I'll put out a date on that. Now, there was other people, Jimmy, that was on Discovery or the History Channel, and so I mean, it's a big deal, but it's I mean, you can whatever. So, but it's going to be interesting to see how that turned out. I don't want to sound like I'm too. I turned the narrative what the show was going to be about. I being Robert, being me, and how I ramble and take off in different directions, change their show, or at least in part, because they weren't going to bring some stuff up. But the main producer of the show called me up, and he's like, "Man, we were going this way, and when you said this, and this, we took it a different direction." Got a hold of a famous, I was going to say infamous, because to us criminals that were in prison, he was infamous. They got a hold of a guard. Oh, I'm not allowed to say his name. Damn. I'm so glad I didn't. They told me not to. But he was something. He was something. And he's known in the Federal Bureau of Prisons ever since he started. Really famous prison guard. So if nothing else, watch the show for that one, because that dude was all that in a bag of chips. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. What else? Grateful, gratitude. Yeah. And I have learned, so let me say this. The residential drug and alcohol treatment program inside the Bureau of Prisons. Guys that have been in the Bureau of Prisons, they know about this program. I can ask I can ask 20 people what they feel about RDAP and probably get 20 different answers and perspectives. I watched guys at the Butner 1 facility that went to RDAP. It's a 9-month program, and they live together in it. They take it to the extreme at Butner, right? And then they have the non-res program, non-residential, and I took the non-residential treatment program, and I really did it. I'll be honest, I did it just because I needed something on my record. I had clear conduct. I started having clear conduct, but I needed to take a program. And all the programs that I've run across, with the exception at Butner 1, who had a great college program or associate's degree program, but just across the board, before Obama took office or the collapse, and then the funding ran out, and it was awesome though. But the programs I came across were all bullshit. Most of them. There are some good ones in the feds. Don't get me wrong, but it was just they're pieces of paper that you can actually buy. I should do a video about that, actually, a full one. So I took the non-residential treatment program for that reason, and I have the workbooks, and I'll be talking about them. I did learn some stuff, right? I wasn't clean when I did it, that class actually, but I did learn some. There was some tools. There were some things I learned, but I never used them to my advantage. And as I was going through this program up here and at the Harbor House, there was a lot of the language, the lingo, and the stuff was coming back to me. And it's like I knew the material already, right? You can know the material and recite it or regurgitate it, but not know it. And I was regurgitating it. I can keep it in the memory to use to like spit back at you if you're talking about addiction and recovery. I now, like, this experience at the Harbor House has stopped me in my tracks on some things, and really just like opened up my mind to like a different way of thinking about emotional issues. I took an anger management class, and I took anger management in the feds. It's a joke. Anger management in the Federal Bureau of Prisons is a joke. Attention judges, attention Bureau of Prison officials. It's a fucking joke. And it should not be called anger management. It should be called emotional management. Shout out to Vinny at the Harbor House for saying that. It's his. That was his. He didn't say it in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, but that I actually picked up on that. Journaled the whole time I was there. Got journals. And yes, I was journaling, and I was thinking of ideas for the show, the Addiction Recovery show. So I got a lot of material. But Vinny is the one that said that originally, that his class, although it's called anger management, should be emotional. And he was spot on, because really there was nothing about anger. We talked about the different emotions, and that was something that was pretty profound. So we'll see. I'm not making promises to anybody. My biggest concern is myself. The one I don't trust the most is myself. Meaning, I know where I'm going. I know I have short-term goals set for myself, and I can see where I want to go, and I know exactly where I want to go. But man, like, I get in the way of myself constantly. And there was a girl that spoke on New Year's Eve that, again, I don't know her name, or I'd be saying her first name, last name. And just she needs a TED Talk. She needs to be on a TED Talk. And you conservatives out there are good TED Talks, because I used to go, TED Talk, I can't listen to one of them, because of my right-leaning thinking. Yeah, by the way, they played some TED Talks when I was in rehab, and there's actually good ones. I thought they were all just like, I think Rush Limbaugh used to bash him quite a bit. I think he's one of them that taught me to hate TED Talks for real. But I've opened my mind to that, and there's some good ones. But this girl should have been on a TED Talk. She should have her own TED Talk show. Then they should have her on, I should say. That's what I'm trying to say. She was rough around the edges, from the hood, white girl, and she talks a lot of ebonics, and says man a lot, which could be annoying. but her spiel, her speech, her message was just like, wow. Really, it was, man. Huge, huge AANA community in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I couldn't believe there's not a person in the Sebastian County and surrounding county that can't get to 3 meetings a day if that's what they chose to do. None. I had no clue how many meetings there were, and not only how many meetings, how many good groups there are and people engaged. You see people like, I used to think like, look at these people that stay in NA or NA for years, right? So most people will say, okay, I'm going to go 90 days, however long, short term, like they're looking at NA or short term. And then the group that I'm picking is my home group. They got people that have been in clean since the 90s. And I sat, questions like what they've changed the product. The product is now NA or AA. They're just not high, but they're still like, why are they still doing this? And then I thought, who gives a fuck, And really, you know what it's about? It's about a sense of community. It's the social aspect of it. And you see the newcomers come in and people tell the stories. And although that can be too much for some people, and you get into the, I'm more of an addict than you're an addict. Oh yeah, well you shot, you did cocaine. Well, I did heroin. And oh, you did heroin. Well, I'm a former needle user. Oh yeah, well I shot needle in my neck every day. Which was one of the reasons I'm more geared at AA over NA. Me. And hold on. Okay, I'll check that out in a minute. Okay. That's the second one I got. Okay, I hear you. I'll check it out in just a second. So let me go down. Let me go ahead and scroll down and see what's up. And let's get that. Damn, my glasses are freaking dirty. Where's my other pair? I have a really bad habit of not cleaning my glasses. That's why I think I take them on and off so much. Freaking filthy. Oh well, fuck it. Okay. Oh, there's your scratch, is what it is. All right. Assassinating Happy New Year's. We're getting worried about you, Leon Swan. Glad to see you back. Are there any prison reform legislations on the books for 2023? Alexander Wilson, thank you for that question. I will be talking to my friend in just a little while who's actually did 30-something years and is getting his law license right now. He's the one that's keeping me informed because I have not been keeping track of prison legislation and reform. Oh, convicting.net. I guess my GoDaddy account, I guess it's blocked. It's off right now. It'll be on. I don't know. I don't know what I did. How about that? How about let's be truthful? Let's stay honest. But Alexander, keep an eye out for that. Man, as a matter of fact, prison reform legislation. I need to be posting that. I need to be posting those bills on convicting.net. Sorry, guys. I'm all about Marta's Got Me books and schedules and dates and timelines and stuff like that. And so what I'm doing now is I'm actually writing down my daily planner and following it with giving myself breaks for 10 minutes lunch, this whatever I'm going to be doing to try to follow it that way so I keep commitments and have an actual planning schedule because I still do have a lot of different stuff I need to get done. Where are you? Okay, let me do this. Okay, are there any prison reform? Sorry, I mentioned the Stunhead, Dallas Strand. He's trying to talk on the phone. Free breather. I don't know what that means. I heard from Jimmy, FBS, and all really missed you, Tommy M. I'm sure they have, and I'm sure that I'm giving them content. So I'm glad for doing that. Happy New Year's, guys. I'm giving you guys content, if that's what they're doing. I don't know. I haven't watched any of it. Like I'm totally out of the loop. Hopefully I'll talk to, I'll talk to Angel and MRE later and get in the loop if there's anything going on. We literally heard the phone ring. Okay, Rachel, Chris East, that's fine. Just don't cross the line. Okay, pal. Okay, you guys are somewhere. Man, it felt like Jimmy popped up with the video because Convict Inc. has it. Okay, Howard Johnson, I'll check things out. If somebody thinks I'm gone or out of the loop, they're in for a rude awakening as far as content. I need an email or text number for Margaret Rob. Rachel, infoconvictinc@gmail.com. Okay. Heather Diane, welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dale Strand, Howard Johnson, they think all the simps have short memory span. Not. When the cat's away, okay, I gotta say it. Don't be Jimmy. Just stay tuned on the right path. We all fall down sometimes. Thanks, Ruby. I appreciate it. Fucking A, Rob. Hope you're sound, man. Sorry for your woes. No, for real, Dell. Don't be sorry. It's cool. It's cool. Glad you went. You look good. To be honest, your skin looks clear for no alcohol. Keep it up, Chris East, motherfucker. And I say that because that's the first thing that my wife says. That was the first thing. And I was at that NA meeting the other night, and when I walked in, so this isn't to put anybody down. I'm fucking the same type of addict. I'm an addict. I don't care if you're using drugs or what kind of drugs you're using. So I don't mean this in a bad way, all right? I walked in, and my wife was going to go to this meeting. There's a guest speaker. So, and I knew there was a dance. We were only going to get to go there for like an hour or 2 hours or whatever, 2 hours of dancing with me. When I walked in, man, I couldn't believe, like, the music was popping. It was jumping. It was like bam, bam, bam. And I walked in, and there's a lot of kids. Everybody had kids there, so your kids crying and stuff. It's hard to keep kids under control, but it was festive. They had food and all kinds of stuff, right? And there's probably like 8 girls on the dance floor, just 8 girls. In a real small section that probably couldn't have fit 20 people total. It was just the front of the room. And I'm looking and I'm like, whoa, they were happy, having a great time. And I'm like, man, I was counting. I'm like, man, there's probably like 8 girls and like 20 teeth between them. Right? Right. That's mean, but I mean real, right? So methamphetamine's a big problem back here. Actually, it's meth, fentanyl, and methfentanyl is like predominant in here. But it was the skin. That's what I was trying to get at. Their skin. It was all real bad looking skin. Like death looking skin. And some of them, had been clean months. And I was thinking to myself, man, wow, look at this, and I'm 53, right? And I'm looking at, so then it made me like look and see, and I'm taking like, I wonder how old this guy is, how old this guy is. And Marta, when she came, she's the one that said something about my skin, how in the past, like month, that it was like going bad, I didn't even know. And then I did see the video when I did with Benny. Somebody said I was on cocaine in that video. That's not what it was. I drank all night. I got up. So it was a Suboxone thing, So that's what made me turn me into tomato. I like red. And just so you know, the psychiatrist wanted to give me Suboxone as a form of not going on opiates, because opiates are my drug of choice. You know what? That's kind of actually bullshit. When people say drug of choice, yes, my drug of choice would be opiates over alcohol or anything else. But if you have something there long enough, if you have alcohol there because it's either edible or this drug or that or gabapentin, I'm going to do it. If that's where I'm at, that's where I'm at in my mind, And I can be, look, I'm not special. I was going to say I can literally be around stuff and not like care what, if you're doing drugs, but I'm not going to be, because I don't want to, just because I don't need to be, for one thing, for legal reasons. But, um, yeah, I don't want to look, if I'm there long enough, or if I keep going around long enough, then I'll end up doing it. But when I got out of prison, I was around people that were using quite a bit. And, before I started going down, getting my addiction went this way, this way, this way, including my closest family members. So, but I was like, people in the community and stuff, like I've never seen people stop the car and just smoke meth out in the open. Hey, just like, fuck, this is a whole different world down here. And I never had any kind of cravings, nor did I care about it whatsoever. And I cannot take this. I needed to. Hey, I'm doing a live right now. I'm on YouTube Live. I'll be off in just a few minutes. I have to hang up. I'll be right off. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so so that's why I said I can be around it, because I was around it before, um for a period of time, long period of time. I never got any cravings and stuff, but then there's times that I would be around the bar or something, I'd want to drink the whole thing, or whatever it was. So they tried to give me Suboxone, and I said no. I never knew that there was opiates up in this area until I started going to rehab. Not this rehab, the one outpatient program. And when you don't know, and people know that you're an addict, and you're like, there's what here? There's heroin up here. There's this up here. There's that up here. They'll give it to you for free. They'll invite, hey, do you want some? And I've never, to this day, and I've stayed that, no needles, no heroin. But I'm just saying, they'll give it to you for free. That's when I started being around stuff up in this area. Was not very long ago, as far as Suboxone and stuff. That's what I was really thinking in my head when I said that. Anyway, so let me see. Let me read some comments. I think I answered that. But start off about my skin. Thank you. I appreciate it. Marta's the one that told me that I was looking like The Walking Dead. Thanks, Chris. I missed you too. Now, 185 and 60, but no longer afraid to check the scales after Christmas, but I usually walk around 180 about the drugs. I went to 130. Whoa. That's Roy. Oh, all right, Roy. I thought I was right. I went to 130 when at my worst on Ox. I see. 2 years clean up. Fuck, 2 years. I'm looking forward, so and this isn't unique. I'm looking like really forward to these chip things. Because to me, so I don't want to say nothing that's out of whack. So you see, like the certificates, and this isn't here for you guys. This is actually here because it's a certificate from the Harbor House, right? A lot of guys, some guys leave these behind when they leave, and they get these things. I'm gonna put this on my wall. Not for nobody else but me. It's a pretty big deal to me. Really, it is. And again, I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough. I think I would have had, you know what I think I would have done if it was not for Lee, but for Lee Cole? This is the truth. So I'm not praising, I'm not trying to blow Lee, but I'm going to say this. I think I would have went in there and so I can take notes, meaning I can prove to probation that I didn't need to be there. Like, oh yeah, it was great. It was great, but they found drugs in the roof, and I felt locked up the whole time. So yeah, thanks for incarcerating me for 28 days. But I'm going to do the same thing I planned on doing before I went in here, before you guys wanted me to go in here. I'm going to do what I needed to do for me. That's the attitude I was going in. And I really believe, I'm not just saying, I really, 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 really believe that if it was not for Lee Cole walking me off the ledge, opening up my mind, whatever term you want to use, or is the correct term, I believe I would have went with that attitude. And if somebody ever talks Lee Cole, he'll tell you, like, I was just like, man, fuck, I don't need to be in there. I'm already doing it. I don't know why everybody's after me, because I'm always the victim, right? It is what it is. That's the truth, man. So, okay. Glad you went in. Look good. So what's going on here? Or you been? Raise your head. Rehab. Rob, didn't you admit yourself into rehab, or did parole make you go? How are you feeling mentally, Michael? So I explained that. This is maybe earlier, but I admitted myself in. Um, I was not court ordered. Even I'm going to say this. Probation. I did go because of probation. They did not take it to the court. And if you guys have been on probation and parole, you know what I'm talking about. There's a difference. They didn't take it to the court. They said go, and I went. Because I knew I had a problem. I was going to do the NA anything, but why push back? And it goes back probably to Lee Cole again. Really, because I'm that idiot. I'm that moron that will say, okay, let's go in front of the judge, and I'll go argue to the judge because I will argue to the. I mean, I'm him. I didn't say that I went to rehab and that I'm all better now. I've got flaws. One of my flaws is I like debate. I like to be right. Just ask any of the counselors at the Harbor House because I argued with them a lot about and not about that. No. I was always arguing that I'm right, not about like Robert stuff necessarily. Although sometimes I'm talking about in general. In general. Did you mention yourself? Rob, what's up? All the best. Was worried about you, Travis. Okay. Convict Inc. I relate to up and down weight, but I was stopped drinking and using. I blew up and got shin splints from the extra weight. How? Wow. Yes. So bro. Where'd you get the shirt? I got it at I think Walmart last year. Frank. Hey Rob, what's up, Marco? Rob, you don't have to talk about things that are personal to you and Marta, bro. Tell us a prison story. I'm going to. I haven't. Hey, count time. I get you, bro. The reason I am is because I have been pretty open about my life on this channel to a fault at times, I say, but whatever. But I'm back, and people. There's a lot of people that have been a long time subs and they're invested in this, so they're and I owe it to that. But you know what? You know what happens when I do this? It's a conscious stream of thought, and I'm talking to myself as well. So, but I get it. So, prison people, you'll got a lot of prison stuff. Okay, I got it. And I think my lives, I'm going to have to like stipulate or specify what the live will be about. Like today's live will be about addiction and recovery, or today's life will be about prison. That way, people in the mob genre that just want to see that won't want to go to a live that has prison stuff. Or I don't want to dupe people into coming just to leave or whatever. So I'd like try to get it some clarity that way. And by the way, when it comes to saying personal stuff, who was on me about that time and time again? Angel Gotti. Rob, stop talking about your personal life. Stop talking about you and Martin. Hey, Rob, as you can see, dude, got a lot of people on the side of you, man. Just want to see you on a main stage. Hey, Rob, as you can see. Thank you, Howard John. A lot of people on the. I got you, Howard John. Thank you. Thank you. Count time, I agree 100%. Paul, about the Marta thing. Robbie Conway, what's up? This is Florida. Rob. Oh, Robbie, okay. What's up, bro? I hope you're doing well down there. I drink a lot. I got to catch myself sometimes. So I know what you're saying. Thanks, Ruby. Good to see you back. Glad you're back. Howard White, nice to see you back. Count time. You guys can go out and hit the like button. Oh, I forgot all about that. I'm on StreamYard. It's not the same. I think I got to get with people and find out. I think YouTube did some changes, or I don't know. Guys, can we go out and hit the like button? Sometimes 21 day makes a huge difference. I've been, and it literally cleared my head and brought me back to reality. Chris East, once again, you hit it. You know what I felt? I swear, like I put on some glasses with color, like I can see in color. I walked into this house, which you guys know we have a place. We have a place down south, a place up this way that we're renting. And I've been here and I moved in here and everything else. I stopped because it was like I was seeing it for the first time, and it hurt. It hurt. It's like you were that fucked up. Finally gave me the time. So I was crying about, what are you going to put me in timeout? I needed a timeout. to clear my head. I did. Abso-freaking-lutely. Very careful of that purple cloud thing around the 21 periods of time you most likely to use again if you haven't, for 100%. Dude, yeah, it's easy to like sit here. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to get better. I didn't say I was getting better. I said I got to do it. That I have to be one of those people that stay in A and N. I've got to be him. I've got to be, because I have to be alone with myself at times, and those are dangerous times. For Robert Rosso, Lee Cole is a flake. Harvest of Sorrow could be your opinion. You have a right to your opinion. Lee Cole is the one. I'm not going to say fully, but he's really responsible. He talked me out. KnobTube's dead. Rob, man. Oh, MobTube's dead. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know. Okay, I thought for sure you were locked up when you disappeared again. A lot of people did, and that's a legitimate a reasonable thinking. Free Benny G. I'm sure Benny has been calling, because I told him no, he knew. If you guys heard that thing before we talked, and I told him I was going, so he knew. I was actually going to do a video about it and say I was going in, and then I didn't have time for many reasons. Positive, this Dorfman, no man, is an island, Rob. We all fuck up, just day at a time. Thank you, Dale. Happy New Year, John. They're all rats, man. Rob, I haven't had a drink in 3 minutes in a year. Wait, in 36 minutes. Jackie Boss. Okay, that's funny. I could dig it. Fuck the rats. Your sobriety is. So Rob just came home for 28-day rehab program. Yes. Mr. Rob, a good job. I'm sorry. Sober isn't bad. It's his mindset. 2 times for this new start. Thanks for Robbie Conway. Thank you, Robbie. He's one of the people that I'm not going to put us all out there. Robbie was calling me. I have so many people that call me. I mean, I'm not going to say in the last 28 days, but prior to that, since I've been out of prison, that call me and ask me for advice about addiction. And I'll tell all of them, at least, that I drink, that I'm not a person to be looking up to. And it's like a freaking NARA meeting. We're talking. That's what helps, right? I just thought of that. But Robbie, yeah, and I thought a lot about you too. I just want to say that. I hope you're doing good. That's why you got to cut a habit of. That's why you got to cut yourself a bit of that. I hear you, Dan. I'm saying, I mean, it said to cut myself slack. That sounds clear your mind. Happy Convict Inc, man. I looked at inpatient the same way. It's kind of, but like reason, not a negative thing, because it's that I'm just trying to. It's lack on control. It took a while for me to process the fact that I don't have control in the first place. That led to predicament. Yeah, you're right. That's fair. Are we worthy, friend freak? Are we worthy? I'm not sure what you're saying right there. Appears you're currently in a good mindset. I am currently in a good mindset. How much meth you been smoking, blank? Not enough, obviously. Of the return, your wife left you, blank. Oh, I see now. My wife left me. Did you not see the comment section? So I almost want to block you, but I would rather not, so people can read you. What a moron you are. I'm sorry. My wife left me. Did you not see it? Hi, I just talked to Rob when he returned. That's like a wife that left him. She should have left me. I don't know why she hasn't left me, but that's for a different day. Hey man, if somebody's deleting hey man, if somebody's deleting my comments, free, and who would be deleting? I don't have any wrenches. Free MRT. So a blank is talking about Marta. I'm not even going to block it because the person doesn't know that Marta started the whole thing. I don't have a comment. It's not me that being childish and coward, whatever. I don't know what you're saying. Where's your wife? Mike, where's my wife? Good job, Robbie, but slipped on perks, Jackie Bonds. We'll rewatch Missed You. Happy New Year, Mustang Sally. Happy New Year to you too. I sincerely hope you make it, Rob. I do too. Thanks, Finn Freak. Cole, his wife left him, dude. Knock it. His wife left him, dude. Knock it off. I'm not deleting you two. I'm not deleting you two. I swear I'd block or delete. I'm not. His, yeah. And do you not think I would like do a show about that? Do you not think I would use that for and talk about what a fucking idiot I am? I mean, I guess you don't know me very well. Johnny Mack actually had a good nickname for me. I'll leave it at that. I comment because what I say is fucking true and real. If whoever you are don't like that, that's your problem, man, not mine. And I'm sure if ain't condoning any kind of abuse or drugs, etc. Free MYT. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't have anybody that can block me. I took away all monitor. Chucky is still one, but he's working, I'm sure. So there's nobody blocking anybody. I don't know how you guys, whatever. Nice to see you. He beat her on drugs. Cool. Cool. And raped her. I'm really, really cool BS. My mom worked in, we've got somebody from England worked in prison refuge for 20 years before she passed. She had horror stories. The truth. Wow, he's back. The truth. Thank you. Got Seth on and discuss. Gets Ryan Leon. Seth will be on. Well, very good to see you, Rob. I'm glad. Joe Smith. Do you know Ryan? Joe Smith. Ryan who? Lee Cole podcast. Good to see you, Rob. There's Lee Cole. Thanks, Lee. He was zooted and speed beat and raped his wife. She's at a women's shelter. I wonder what would have said. I have a question. Who would you have to be in your life to go on another person's channel and just make stuff up? Is it because nobody? It's either somebody like a content creator enemy, or it's somebody that really, really has no life, I guess. Here we go. We're going to get some. Okay, no, it's not about that. I guess I would look inside yourself before, but whatever. Anyway. Hey, Liko, hey man, the truth. Lee set up high PayPal. Liko 3 podcast led off 2022 with the home run display of the Jeff Nadeau dancing video. I don't know. Don't waste your time with MobTube. You have too much else going on. Thanks, Fin Freak. So listen, mob genre. I don't know about MobTube, but mob genre I will stay in because it's part of prison, as is addiction. It all fits, and I'm gonna get child abuse is too, man. And I'm not saying I'm gonna go that route, but I once had a friend. I'm gonna put it that way, who was very instrumental in bringing awareness to, or a child advocate for children that have been sexually abused. Children have been sexually abused and exploited, whatever. And he was trying to get me to tie this with criminal justice reform, and I didn't see it. Going to the Harbor House based on a TED Talk, it was like the missing piece that I needed before when I was trying to put some stuff together. And wow, I don't know. I think the voice in my head as I was saying it was just giving me an answer that I was looking for. So Nadeau is Vito. Okay, I'm not. Hey, brother, you checking on listening? Remember, you have lost enough time and memories. YouTube can be important, but not until you and you're stable. Oh, by the way, you guys can donate to CashApp. It's all in the stuff. I forgot. Yeah. Maybe I should be the convict piggy. Piggy begs for donations. I'm gonna beg for donations right now. It's a good day. Just hearing you were right in the right place. Here to see it. Mark, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, I just feel really good right now. Now, let's see, one day at a time. I mean, for real. Get with my sponsor tonight. We'll see this dude. So I changed. Okay, so I spoke at a meeting, right? Imagine that. I spoke at a meeting. And after the meeting, there was a lot of people, or some people, that came up and talked to me. And I've got like 4 sponsor invites, or people, 4 different people asked me. I think it was 4 total. I already chose one, and I was getting a ride to a meeting the other night, the meeting I'm going to tonight. And this guy had come and spoke at the Harbor House before, and I've never seen him speak, but he is a no nonsense guy. And I was telling him my stuff, and this guy just hit me on ego and some other stuff. He made me realize some stuff, and he was just like, "Oh, this dude is serious." You know, he's not going to even. So it's easy to bullshit people. It's harder to bullshit yourself, right? He's not going to let me bullshit myself. I literally am switching the idea of my first sponsor for this one because of the things he said, and he's going to be tough, and he's close. Like, he's the guy that's going to pop up like a PO, right? So that's cool. That's cool. Looking forward to seeing that. Padilla Clinton Chronicles, B, everything else. Just be you at Busting Site. Thanks, Cricket. Hey, can you do emails? Rock. Yes. Info Convict Inc at gmail.com. You can send me an email, Mark. Breathe, Rob. Be back 2 days. Whatever the subject is, prison videos just brought me to. We hear whatever the subject is, and I'm easy on content. Just cool. Del Strand. Thank you. Thank you. No, for real, Del. Thank you for that. That was really good. Thank you. Afternoon, Lee Cole, Mike, Lee, Del Strand. What's up, mate? It's proud of Karma shit. Like, Andy is better dancer than Tommy Nadeau. So I wonder who the blank guy. Okay, his wife is gone apparently. Did he go back and read my stuff? Only if Rob confirms it. No, it's not. Thank you, Finn Freak, for saying that, because you know I would confirm that in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, and something like that, because I brought her in and I've talked about her, I wouldn't let somebody get a hold of that info without me putting it out there first. That person don't know me too well, right? One of the things that I have going for me is the lack of skeletons in my closet, of which I will acknowledge, or if there, I will acknowledge and talk about them first. I don't. I'm sure there's some things. I am sure in my lifetime and stuff, there's some things that come up, but that's one of the things that separates me, and that's being egotistical, is that so many others in the past, in 2022, okay, they have skeletons for days, you know, and they're easy pickings, low hanging fruit. That's true. That's totally true. So I look at that guy and it's like, no wonder you call yourself blank. That's intellectually as well. But I don't know. I don't know nothing about blank, but if they're hiding and they call themselves blank and saying things that can be proven, if you look at where she said, "Hey guys, Rob's running late. I just talked to him, but he left me." You need to learn how to be honest with yourself before you can ever expect to be received as genuine. You are a professional bullshitter so much that you have convinced yourself of your own poo. Bill Stewart. Possibly. Anger smashes that place up. That's funny. Seems prison is more about punishment than rehabilitation. Travis, awesome. That's what it's about. So when they say the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, they added that name. Prison is not about punishment. Okay, so let me take that back. Prison is not about punishing people. I know society thinks that, and it's good. And if somebody hurts our loved ones, God forbid, if it's a heinous crime, we want them to suffer. We want them to be in prison, right? Sorry, people. But the state and the government doesn't have prisons, so the people that hurt you or the people that are hurting society have to be punished. They have prisons for profit. And that doesn't mean prisons for profit. That means all the prisons is a big economic scheme. That's what it is. I know it doesn't have to be. It didn't start off that way, maybe necessarily. We can talk about slavery and talk about the continuation of slavery. I know that pisses some people off. It's a lot deeper. The whole prison scheme is so much deeper than that. That's all it is. It's only an economic engine right now. Take the prison out of Big Sandy. What happens? Hell, I almost want to put a prison down in Hartford, where I live. You know what I mean? And I live in two places if you want to, whatever. Well, fixing one. Because there's nothing down there. Seriously, it would help the place grow. And that sucks. And I mean, I don't want to incarcerate people, but that's what do you look at? If you're looking for business for the community, chicken plants right up the street, everywhere, pork plants everywhere around me. Whatever, Planters, peanuts, prisons, put a prison up. They're trying to build a prison. Listen, yeah, it's out there. So the rehabilitation part, prison should be a place where you go for punishment for doing wrong in society, whatever that may be. But the rehabilitation aspect should be just as important, because majority get back out and come back into the community. Many of which are my friends. And, although I want them to be out, maybe the world will be a safer place because they didn't learn any rehabilitation in there. Or don't have the opportunities on the outside, I should say, right? That's what it comes down to. A lot of people don't. Prison could offer something so much better, but it's how popular is it to go to try to get something and run on the agenda. Yay, we need more stuff for prisoners. It's not popular. It's easier to say we have 11 people dying every day or every minute or second, whatever the statistics on fentanyl. Let's now crucify all fentanyl people. That's easier to say. And it's like, okay, I have some people that came in my life when I moved up here, when we first started, that very good people, very democratic in their beliefs, or their political beliefs, and are compassionate and are very involved in the Catholic Church. Okay, I know that sounds like an oxymoron to some people, but it's the truth. So they've not been around drugs and drug people and prisoners. When they found out about me, they've had this, and this to say. And they're like, drugs should, they're bad. Like, they're not against numerous years for drug people. Yes, there's more drugs in prison on the street. It's easier to get. Like, what? I want to say that again. There's more drugs in prison, in a lot of prisons. It's easier to get. Might be more expensive, whatever, but it's easy to get. So what's the purpose? They saw the news. They're in their 60s. They saw the news. They saw the crack epidemic. They saw black guys on the news all the time getting busted, shooting people, and they didn't look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture was it was our own government doing that. I'm not on the left. I'm not doing, this isn't about race. This is about a fact. So rehabilitation for criminals. Why do we lock up people? Why are the prisons always flooded with the low-hanging fruit crimes, I guess you would say? Crack. Remember the crack and the drug? Crack was easy because it was in the inner cities, and a lot of black guys put gold chains around their neck and stood on corners selling drugs. If I'm a cop, guess who I'm going to profile? Somebody with the gold chain and new shoes. And they got busted with the crack. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, by the way, and there was gang violence, but that's a whole different issue. It was easy to filter. How much investigative work do you have to do if somebody's standing on the corner with the gold chain that doesn't have a job and might be driving a Mercedes, doesn't have a job? I was the idiot. Forget crack. I had no job. I was 27 years old. I had 5 Corvettes, 21 vehicles, been out of prison 11 months, 4 homes. Well, a townhouse I rented, a trailer house, 2 trailer houses, and a house that I never even put furniture in. Oh, and a hotel I was buying in the middle of nowhere. Didn't have a job. How easy was it there? Well, I just screwed up a little because they did investigate. They didn't have evidence against me for 6 months. My dear darling sister, God lover, was high on meth and gave them everything over an 8-hour interview. But that's cool. I'm not even saying it to pick. I'm saying that more as funny right now, right? But They didn't have to really investigate like they do on certain crimes. It was easy for them. The prisons are filled up with people that get busted and they don't have to do much investigation. And now it's child porn. A lot of people say good, and I get it. I get it. Look at the statistics about it. Why are they putting all the people that get busted with downloaded images in prison? Why are they starting to fill up the prisons that way? Fuck, they click. It's easy. It's easy. Put them in there. They're not putting them there for rehabilitation. They're not putting them there for punishment. They're putting them there for economic reasons. Feed the beast of our system. Feed the beast. That's what it is. That's the sad truth. All right. Me too, Finn. And a happy new year. That's a new man, bro. Very annoying either way. The truth, that's what's up, bro. My clean date is December 19th. I don't know what annoying you're talking about right now, bro. I just don't. Tough times make tough people. Brother, what's up? Johnny Leonard, what's happening, bro? I was at the meeting. This chick told me she got stabbed up but went to SCORE instead of hospital. Crazy. Man. There was a guy who used to sit next to me. I'm going to do a video about this because I tortured him. I'm sarcastic at times. I can pick and be mean. Now we can talk about deflecting from my own issues and why I do that. We can get into a whole conversation. But I make jokes a lot with my silver tongue, whatever you want to say. And it gets to be a game. So in prison, it was always a game. We pick at each other's weaknesses and just tear us apart. You know, the convict shrink videos I did those about certain people. I did that in prison daily for 20 years, you know? So, you know, like, oh, you know, dude, I'm upset about my wife. Why? Because she's got one this big in her right now. I mean, I can go on and just in knowing that she probably did when I said that. So I'm just driving. And yes, I've been in fights over people saying shit to me that I didn't like that was true, and me saying shit to them. So yeah. Anyway, so I said I was riding this dude. This guy was full of shit. He was in there because he had facing veterans court, and because he was homeless and he was waiting on a check. And I knew it, and I was writing him about it. I didn't care, but he was one, like, you know, ooh, Mr. Carter. If they talk and needed somebody to respond to an answer, he knew it. He'd been there 8 times before. I don't care, and I'm not knocking him for the 8 times. He was regurgitating the material because he knew it. And as soon as his daughter came to visit, and he was like, oh, my daughter, oh, my daughter's here. He told everybody that his daughter was coming. Ran down the stairs, my daughter's here. His daughter gave him his check. Guess what happened when the front door shut? And his daughter was gone that he wanted to see, and he missed so bad. He jumped over the fence and left to go get high. You know, so anyway, yeah. Johnny says, yes, I had a sponsor tell me a 4th and 5th step. I had a sponsor tell my 4th and 5th step to a lot of people. Colin Hood, that's fucked up, bro. That's messed up. Those groups are for profit only. If you're talking about AA and NA, Johnny Leonard, I would disagree with you about that. And if the people that think NA or AA or bullshit, that's just there's a simple solution. Don't go and criticize them. It's that simple. And Johnny, I'm not picking on you per se. I'm just saying, don't go. AA is not for everybody. I get it. It wasn't for me. I'm going to, when I do my first video about recovery, I will show you how long it's been on my mind. I will read to you from a prison diary how I said I'm going to fuck up if I don't go, and I never did. I'm going to do that. So it was always there. Yeah, I'm going to get strung out on AA, and I'm going to be one of those people probably. I'm not saying 100 years from now, or I'm just saying I had a counselor tell me, oh my God, I can see you one of those people. You know what? I did get clean in prison, by the way, for 3 years, almost 4 years. And I got preachy. I got preachy. And, but I never went to AA or NA, did not believe in it. Prison AA, and that's a whole different story, right? I don't even want to go there right now. But I did. I was bulletproof. I was bulletproof in like telling people. I wasn't saying people were weak. I hate that, and I hate the choice issue. I don't always think it's that simple. Even in AA and NA, sometimes they're like, just go back out and drink. You know, if you're not ready, go back out and drink. And I get it. Maybe I'll do that too. I don't know. I'm just I don't have 30 days yet. I'm not gonna say I'm a fucking AMA warrior at this point. Shit, I might get a beer when I go pick up my wife later. I mean, I'm not going to today, but I'm just saying. Oh, blank, did you hear that? When I pick up my wife, fucking jackass. So yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that again. And there's a guy, Brandon, who followed me for a long time, and he was one of the guys that I was talking to and helping. And I think I did at that point, and then I relapsed. I was still trying to help him even after I relapsed because I was faking it at that point, you know. Um, yeah. Anyway, that's it. So none of that stuff matters at all. I went 4 times, including 14. When I decided my life was going to be different, it was. That's each person saying really not. So Johnny, you're right. However, not everybody has the coping skills. I get it, and I do know guys that were cigarette smokers for 40 years that stopped and went the next day. But then there's people that can't. It's you can't blanket everybody and say, or you can't say this is what you need to do. You can't. I can tell everybody that Suboxone and methadone, if you're staying on it, and I feel this way more now after I got a lot of confirmation from counselors. I think you're lying to yourself, but it's not my choice. I got guys that push back. It's not my decision. So I can tell them, but why would I get angry or criticize what they're doing? I can sit there and say, okay, and if you guys watch me, you'll be hearing more of this. What's drinking or getting high or even putting too much food in your body actually about? Feeling different. In its simplicity, addiction is we don't like the way we feel, so we change, right? We want to change it. Over sex, gamble, whatever. We don't like the way we feel inside, right? So when it comes to Suboxone and methadone, the maintenance, these guys that are on 10-year plus maintenance or more than 1 year, they say that their lives are better. They're not committing crimes. They can raise families. And I believe that. They're still putting something in their body. Even though they say they're not getting high off of it, they're still putting something in their body that changes their behavior, the way they feel. You have to change the behavior. And you can't change it with putting substances. That's just the truth. And I'm not saying that I can follow that, but I can know the truth of it, right? That's just my food for thought. I'm too fond to drink, not gonna lie. I hear you, brother, the kid, and God bless you. My dad was a weekend alcoholic. At least you haven't popped any tires on your sidekick, Travis. Fuck you. 3 of them. 3. I heard my name, Rachel. Hey, Rob, Happy New Year, New Martin. Thank you. I function. I got things done. It learning language helps kids, and also teaches about yourself. But leaving the nest can be good. Guy, Soul. I'm trying to think of the name. Hey, crazy people. My brother-in-law was a DWB, was down in Texas. Mike, okay. My brother-in-law was a DWB, was down in Texas at Beaumont. What year? Do you know, Mike? Are you sure you weren't at a Waffle House waitress party? When I was I just got it because these are later. A Waffle House waitress party because I said about the teeth. That was awesome. All right, so I'm be really behind on some of these combat. It's everywhere now. I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Hello, everyone in the chat. Kid Joe. What the frick time is it? Wow, shoot. Oh, what can't Lee Cole do not do? Fin freak. Okay. Well, I'll apply people when down and figure that I was a good friend. Visit me when I got out of jail, worked at a rehab. He got clean at it's superb to be super clean, good people. Listen, you guys, there's a lot of comments here because I've just been going on. I can't answer. I really needed to be off at 12:30, and imagine that. I'll have timeline soon, and I say soon. I've got some written, but today was the day I didn't have to because I had certain things, and right now. Did I tell you guys that I got a scooter? Yeah. I sold the house, and I can't get into all that right now, but I bought a scooter. I got a little scooter, It's not a bike, not a motorcycle. I'm talking about like a Vespa. What is it? But it's street legal. Um, it goes like 60 miles an hour. I don't have to have a motorcycle's license. I'm gonna take photos. I'm gonna get like a swimming mask, like, and I'm gonna get a snorkel and wear it. And I'm gonna cruise that way. And I want like I'm thinking about starting the scooter mafia and my rocker, or I don't know about the rocker, but the I'm gonna have a like a sweater knitted vest, and on the back it's gonna be like me, like the weight I am now. There's something like a cartoon of me just going like this, snorkel. Yeah, you gotta wear a scuba diving mask and a snorkel to be in my mafia. And it's gonna say real men go slow. That's what I'm gonna do. Real men go slow. I'm gonna be cruising. So if you guys are in Fort Smith and you see me rocking around Fort Smith with the real man go slow. Oh, and I am gonna have, man. By the way, you people that all wanted T-shirts, Convict Inc. merchandise, please donate to this channel. The best one's Cash App right now, still, right? No More Prison Cell. There will be the memberships. Get it figured out. I don't know, Dave. You'll see. Let's just see. Let's, instead of talking, let's just see. Go get T-shirts though. It's on the merchandise section. All you guys that wanted to. Although I do realize also that it's a new year and people have bills after Christmas, right? I'm not going to harp on the T-shirts right now. Let me get this in order. It will get in order. Thank you for showing up. Thank you guys for supporting me. Even Blank, who's Blank, and is clueless. Thank you for humoring us in the chat room. I appreciate it, really, all you guys, and sticking around to see what the next chapter is. 2023. Lost the phone for 30 days in a place that people would steal phones for sure, or it would not show up. Went back and it was there. That was like, what? Marta was actually mad. We were going to do phone stuff because I was like, man, I have to get the information. There's some fucking shit in my phone I don't want, blah blah blah, da da da. And I'll be damned if it wasn't there. And she's like, you are the luckiest MFer ever. And she's like, that's a sign from the universe. And I swear, I feel that way about 23. We'll see what happens at the end of 23. I think 23 is going to be a really good year. Although I was going to go out, and right now it looks like there's a rain cloud coming. But so what? Talk to you later. Take care. See you soon. Bye. Appreciate you. Okay. Let me see. Am I ended? End broadcast. Yes. End broadcast. End broadcast. End broadcast.